How are you doing, everyone? Good evening and welcome to the Ballyhass Summer Camps webinar. A little preparation for the summer camps coming ahead, which has flown around. I can't believe we're in July already. Coming around next Monday, starting with our first week of camps. My name is Owen McCarthy, and I'm joined here by Emma Vaughan and Paul McCabe. So I'm general manager of Ballyhass Adventure Group. Emma is going to be is our overall summer camp coordinator, who you definitely would have seen in previous years if you've been here. And then we have Paul McCabe, who's our marketing manager. He's our social media face at the moment, who will be giving you a lot of your information, and will be ever present down in Coachford for the summer camps. So the purpose of this is just to essentially give you guys all the information you need ahead of the camp next week. It's just one of these, you should have received an email with most of this information as well. But it being the year we're in, people are generally used to the webinar or or at least a kind of Zoom call scenario. So it's very factual, it's very informational. If you have any questions, please put them in the question box and we'll answer them here for you. If not, this will be recorded, and we'll be sending on the link so you can rewatch it or send it on to any of your friends who may be in here. So it's basic enough stuff, guys, but it's obviously good to see some faces to the camps ahead. The summer camps in Ballyhass, to give you a very quick overview, is kind of our pride and joy. It's definitely a period of time in the summer where the instructors get a chance to really put their all in. They've really evolved over the last couple of years, and they for sure are one of our standout products. The week-longs especially are one of our absolute standout products that we are so proud of, and we do put a lot of energy in. Emma has finished her last training session in the last half an hour out in the rain, making sure all her leaders are in top shape and know exactly what's going on for the next week. So really excited. There's a lot of really good staff, good heads, good industry heads here this week, or this season, that are super excited about this. So we'll talk to Emma just in a little bit about what to expect for the weeks going ahead in Mallow, and then we'll move over to Paul to what to expect for the Coachford Explorers. So this is a webinar for our whole host of summer camps. So I think we'll start off with just that, in terms of, let's just go over exactly what the differences in the camps are. So if you are on, we have 3 camps running, and guys jump in if I miss anything here. We have 3 camps running: the Ballyhass Mallow Troopers, the Ballyhass Mallow Cadets, and the Ballyhass Coachford Explorers. So they're the 3 camps going on in this next week. The Troopers are from kind of the 8 to 16-year-olds, running from 9:30 to 4 o'clock each day, Monday to Friday. The Cadets are for the smaller ones, for the 6 to 9 or 12. And there's variations in here, and we'll get into why there is in a minute, but it's for the younger guys, for the half-day camps in Mallow, from 9:30 to 12:30, probably finishing at 1, I'd say, Emma. But you can get into your exact timings there now in a second. And then the Coachford Explorers is essentially the Troopers equivalent down in Coachford. So that is going to be the 9:30 to 4 o'clock, 8 to 16-year-olds. And just because of the variation in locations and activities, there'll be slight variations in the itineraries, and we'll broadly go into the itineraries there now in a second. I suppose the first thing, and kind of what the most important thing is, what do you need? What's going to happen on the first day in particular, and the check-ins, where to go, what you have to do, is there anything else you have to do in the meantime? So Emma, will we start straight away with, I suppose one of the most things is what to bring. Okay, like that goes across all 3 camps. So what's on there, what's on everyone's to bring list, and not to bring, or in this kind of stuff as well. Do you want to go through that?
Yeah, definitely. So for Mallow Cadets, Troopers, they're going to be in the water. So first things first, they're going to need swimming togs, old shoes, and a towel. If they have a wetsuit, bring it along, but we'll supply the wetsuit, buoyancy, helmet. There's no need to worry about all that. Long days, you're definitely going to need a packed lunch and plenty of drinks. Bit of pocket money for the shop on site here, not too much because you don't want too much money in their bags all day, a few euros, and they'll be able to pick up snacks and drinks in the shop. Change of clothes, raining today, so we need to expect every weather, so change of clothes, rain jacket and a sun cream, a hat even. Expect all weathers in Ireland, it could change from 1 minute to the next. And other than that, then I think you're pretty much covered with your swimming gear, food, drinks, and appropriate clothing.
For sure. And like rain jackets and sun cream is typical Irish, but that's typically it is an outdoor adventure camp, so be ready for it, get them ready. The change of clothes I always think is a brilliant one because that acts as an extra layer. If they get wet, then they have it. So even if you don't have any good rain jackets, don't stress about it, don't worry about it. They are going to have wet clothes going home every day. So if you have a dry bag or a plastic bag or a black bag that you can just liner, that helps as well, I find. Again, my point here on this one is just it's a busy site, so they're going to have dedicated leaders that they'll be with and you're going to meet. But it's very important they don't bring valuables. A few coins on the day is about all they need if they want an ice cream and that kind of stuff as well. And just to be kind of drill it into them to make sure they're very responsible for their clothes, because the lost and found, they'll leave the dressing rooms at 4 o'clock and there'll be another 100 people going through public aqua parks and wake parks and everything in the evening. So it's very hard to track down lost and found. So that's one thing we kind of want to stress. But remember, as a summer camp, you're going to have a direct contact with your group leader, with the leader that is with your kids for the week. So on that, Emma, will we go into what to expect on the first day, what times we need to arrive, what they have to have done prior to that, and how then the rest of the week, each day will work from there?
Yeah, sure. So Monday morning is going to be check-ins. We ask that the parents come up to reception between 9 and 9:30. Don't come any earlier than 9 because we won't be ready for check-ins. 9 and 9:30 is perfect time to come to reception, check in your child. Now, we will have a lot of parents checking in on Monday, so might have to queue for a small bit, but don't worry, we'll get around to everyone and we'll make sure everyone's checked in for their camps on time. That's Monday morning check-in. Every other morning then, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, for Mallow Troopers and Cadets, we're going to ask that parents sign in at the pitch. So our overflow car park, the camp leaders are going to be down at the pitch ready to take their group. So there's no need to worry about supervision. There'll be constant supervision from the minute they get out of the car at the pitch to the minute they get back into the car in the evening. Evening time, then cadets and troopers will be collected at the pitch, and we ask the parents physically sign them out. The camp leader will have a sheet with their name on it every evening, and parent, guardian, whoever's collecting, just quick signature, just as a record of who signed them out in the evening. So very important, pitch every evening, reception Monday morning, and pitch every other morning.
For sure. So like, don't worry too much about this. In essence, you're following the signpost to reception on Monday morning. If you haven't been here, just come on away up, find the car parking. There's plenty of car parking up there, and there'll be a little bit of wait. Don't panic on this. Like, if there is a bit of delays in the morning, it's fine. We're expecting them. We're not going to get started till everyone's checked in. Even if you're running late or anything like that, don't worry. You're still on the list. We'll get through to you. We'll get you in your groups. The big questions we always ask, or actually before we even get into the group side of things, finally on check-in, you need to make sure you have a waiver done for every participant. The waivers should ideally be done by the parents of the participant, but we don't mind if it's a family member or a friend, if they're going to be dropping them in each day. They can also do the waivers, but it's quite important now. They're with us for the week, so we need to know if they have any medical conditions, anything that we should be aware of that could affect their day-to-day. Each of the group leaders will be given that information regarding their own group. So the waivers, especially because they're here for the week, we'll be going off the waiver we have on Monday morning, and it'll be allocated to that group. So it's quite important we have that information. So make sure you have your waivers. Some of you would have booked in on our old website, and so you might have a slight issue with your waivers. If you have anything, just drop us a line. You can also do it on the morning, but again, that holds everything up a little bit. So if you can do it before you arrive, that's a huge help. Equally, a good shot of you will have balances to pay. Some have paid in full, others have just paid deposits. So we'll need to find you on the list, sort out the balance. So as I said, look, there will be queuing, just be prepared for that. Emma and her team will be outside. So like, again, the kids don't need to come into reception. We just need to hand them off. Emma will be there. You'll see her and also her team. So they'll keep an eye on them. Even that's when the supervision begins. So leave them outside, queue up. Obviously keep your distance and have your masks ready for when you go indoors as well, if that's okay. The groups talk to us. So the biggest questions we always get is, will my son, daughter be in the same group as their friends? So how do we manage that, Emma, and how can we reassure them that we can do it, and what are the limitations to that?
Yeah, so we'll definitely make sure that groups of friends can be together. One limitation, we're going to try and keep our group sizes to about 8 this year, just 8 kids to 1 instructor. It means they're going to get more time on the activities, more direct contact, and a bigger bond between leader and instructors. So that would be the only thing. But what we'll do is, if there's a group bigger than 8, we'd never leave one child on their own. We'll always make sure they're with a few of their friends. So Monday morning, when everyone's checked in, myself or one of the team will just ask the kids to stand beside someone they came to camp with, their friends, groups of 2s and 3s, and what we'll do is we'll make our groups of 8 out of that. So children will never be left on their own. They'll never be separated from their friends, and we'll always make sure they're with someone that they came to camp with.
Brilliant. Like it's probably our number one question asked, is like, because obviously that's a big concern. Everyone wants to be with their friends. They're coming for a summer camp on their friends. We will make absolutely every effort to put them in. We do need to know about it. And that's so funny that we have heard at the end of the first day that they weren't put in a group with them, but we do need to be told about it. So obviously make sure that the campers let the guys know, and when we will be asking that question. So like, just, make sure they're hanging out with their friends in that first half an hour, 45 minutes. So that's a real big one. I think that's the check-in, okay, guys? So it's like, obviously have your balances ready if you can. There's card, you can pay by card. We can do all that on the day. So card or cash, whatever you want to do, that's fine. The waivers are the big one, and making sure they're ready to go for the day. So they will be put into their groups. Emma, will they be introduced to their leaders at that point? They might not. They might meet the group leaders for the first time that evening, I imagine, is it?
No, so our plan this year is that they're going to get in their group, and then they're going to meet their camp leader straight away. They're going to go into a little welcome brief and a few icebreakers with their camp leader and the others in their group. So we've designated Monday morning to allow the groups to get to know each other and their camp leader. So we'll get them in their groups, they'll meet their camp leader there and then.
Sorry, I meant the parents actually. So if the parents are there, the parents probably won't, like, so it's okay for the parents actually, once they've signed in, once they've paid, they can leave at that point. There's no need for them to stay around. If they're more than welcome to, but they will be supervised from that point on. So it'll be that evening when they're picking them up that they'll be introduced. It could be the first time they're meeting the camp leaders, yeah? Yes,
parents in the evening when they're signing out. So like, once the kids come up to the reception area, a few of the team are going to supervise, do a few small games in the morning. So brilliant. They'll be supervised from step 1, and then the parents will meet camp leaders in the evening to sign out.
Cool. Yeah. So guys, so again, that's a worry. Do you have to stay around in the morning? No, you have to check them in. You have to make sure they're signed off. And then the big child safety list and sign outs will really start from that evening down on the pitch, of which you'll be directed to, and you'll see where you're going from there at that point. That's just, again, another question. People feel they have to hang around, not necessarily, but again, you're more than welcome to. The coffee shop will be open, so if you even want to grab a cup of coffee and hang about, if you've got any nervous participants, that's no issue. So that's the check-in process. That's the same for troopers, cadets, and Paul, I don't think you'd probably have anything to add to that from a coach perspective either, would you?
No, it's very similar. The check-in process will be kind of exactly the same. Come around 9, between 9 and half 9. Just make sure not to come too much earlier, because we won't be able to take you in. We'll be doing, if anyone has been down to Coachford, we'll have this very open area just in front of the car park, which is where we'll do our collections and our kind of where the kids will meet their group at the end of the evening. So it's very kind of in front of you. So it'll be very accessible then for, say, signing in and signing out your kids throughout the week.
Brilliant. Well, yeah, and so like there's not even the overflow car park issue in Coachford, which makes it even easier for those participants. Cool, guys. So I think that's most of like the real need tos, what to do. So let's just discuss a little bit about what the experience is going to be like, what the day-to-day is going to be like. The thing, what I always like to stress at this, we don't give exact itineraries because we have, especially in Mallow this week, we have a busy one. Coachford's a little bit quieter before a very busy week next week. But it also, we don't know what the makeups of the groups are until Monday morning. So we have to identify the abilities and the wants of the group, I guess. And so we allow a little bit of flexibility, and that could be as small as moving the water from the morning to the evening, or as big as moving a particular team day from Tuesday to Wednesday. But it's all in the aid of reaching what our biggest value is, which is giving the best possible outdoor experience. So like, while we'll give you an idea, and that's what I'm looking for you here now, Emma, in terms of what to expect, probably each day, or give me a broad strokes of what we could do. But having that flexibility, I think, allows us to create that ultimate experience by picking and choosing a little bit. Now, we only have certain flexibility as well of how to run it. But take me through, because I want you to talk about the troopers, and then what differs then with the cadets, with the younger participants.
Yeah, so I start off with the troopers. So what they can expect is definitely they'll have a water activity every day. So we try and vary this up as much as possible, but they will 100% be in the water every day. So they need to prepare for that. And they'll have land activities every day as well. So there'll be a mixture of our height activities. We've wilderness. We've a few new activities this year for anyone who has been here a few years. We have a few things that are going to be changing up. So lots of surprises on the way. Really fun week planned. But water and land every day for the troopers. Cadets, then the shorter days obviously means fewer activities, but what we'll cover during the week is we'll get aqua park, swimming, we'll get height activities, and we'll get loads of land activities in as well during the week. So they'll get a mixture of the size. Well, they won't get to do everything because we like to take it at that bit of a slower pace with the cadets because they're new, introducing them to the outdoors. But then the plan is hopefully a year or 2 years time, they'll be able to progress on to the troopers and then get a taste of everything we have here on site.
Amazing. So like the cadets have been quite a new one there in terms of it. Like were they introduced last year, the year before, to kind of huge success. But so I think what I was really impressed with what you and your team have done is just allow the extra little bit of time and pace to really like give the guys what they're enjoying and allow that extra time so they're not as rushed. When you said that the cadets aren't going to get everything, does that mean the troopers do get everything, or is there how does that work? Are they promised everything every week? Will they do all the heights and that kind of stuff? Yeah,
our troopers will get a taste of everything on site. So they'll get zip line, high ropes, crate stack, and water activities as well. So they'll get their kayaking, they'll get swimming, every water activity, aqua park, definitely.
Of course.
And we've 1 or 2 new activities this year as well that we won't spoil too early.
Awesome. That sounds great. The one no wakeboarding, I don't think, for the troopers. That's on the cutting edge camp this year. Is the one, but you can obviously book into that separately. But I think it's what you need to guys know is it's what we're famous for is land, water, and height. And like we might be. Will they get height every day on the troopers, Emma? Yes, maybe not.
Depend on the day. So yeah. Some days this year we're going to do a new format. So rather than 4 activities, we're going to do 2 long activities. And on those days, they mightn't get ropes, but they'll definitely get different land activities that they haven't experienced before.
Cool. And then actually it brings us on to a very good point, which is probably the next questions. What if the participants are nervous of water or heights? What is our stance on that? What is the recommendation? Is there anything that they can do to prepare, or where do you stand on that, or what would you be saying to parents who might have nervous participants at home on that Sunday night?
Yeah, so they'll each have their designated camp leader, and their camp leader is going to get to know them so well throughout the week. So they'll be able to suss out the participants. If they want to have a quiet word with the leader to let them know, they'll have no problem with that, and they'll be able to reassure them the whole time. So maybe if participants are nervous at the water first, like you're going to be wearing your buoyancy aid, you're going to float in that, there's no need to worry about that. And we're also going to have instructors in the water helping everyone all along the way. So if anyone is nervous, just a quiet word with your instructor and they'll have no problem keeping that extra eye, giving you that extra hand whenever you need it. Nervous at heights then, same, the instructor is going to be there the whole time. So we do a challenge by choice here at Ballyhass. So while we're going to encourage everyone to try everything, we won't force anyone to do anything that they absolutely don't want to do. So like, even if someone goes one step on the leap of faith and someone goes to the top of the leap of faith, we're going to reward them just as much for everything, because that one step might be that person's Everest compared to climbing to the top. So challenge by choice is really important for all the instructors here.
Emma, you've listened to me too much, because that's a line straight out of my book, I think. So fair play to you. No, I was just going to reiterate the challenge by choice. Don't worry, they're not going to be forced into anything. It's a week for exploration. It's a week for learning new outdoor skills, meeting new people, for pushing your boundaries, but not ever feeling out of your comfort zone, not ever feeling out of control. That is not what that's about. That's not the best experience. That's not what we're about. We're there to give that ultimate outdoor experience, and challenge by choice is a key facet in that. So again, I think that kind of sums up. I don't think I'm missing anything else there on troopers or cadets. Again, feel free to obviously ask us, on the day or whatever. If you have any other things, just pop out. Again, Emma and her team will be there. Paul, can I move on to you? Again, I'm assuming it's going to be relatively simple, but you have different activities and different structures to your days. Not necessarily that 4-activity day, more like we're taking, or Mallow and Emma are taking cues off your structure in kind of 2 longer activities because it has been working so well.
Yeah, and one thing that makes the Explorers such a unique camp is it's nearly a start to finish type of week in where they learn their skills and they can apply them. So one of the most unique things we have in the Explorers is our kayak expedition, the Explore Lee Valley expedition, and it'll be lovely to see that come on the start of the week. When we start the Monday, the kids will start kayaking, they'll get their kayaking, they'll learn the skills, and by the end of the week they'll have done their kayak expedition, which is a beautiful trip up the Lee Valley. We also do a full day of wilderness survival skills, so they do a bit of fire building and they do a little bit cooking in the wilderness, and so it's a full day dedicated completely to wilderness, one of the days of the week of the Explorers. We also have something small in the wilderness, bit like Emma, we don't want to reveal just yet, something quite exciting activity that we're doing this year in the wilderness, but very similar to Emma. Always be prepared for water, land, and obviously the new height activity in Coachford, Ireland's first ever high nets. The Explorers will get an opportunity to do this as well. So very exciting. It's a similar process in terms of being prepared for the day, land, water and height, but we'll designate one day each. Usually a Tuesday and a Wednesday, can change depending on the groups, to one day of full out kayaking and then another day full out in the wilderness. So that's probably one of the big differences then between the 2 camps, but very similar. The great Ballyhass experience, it's a complete challenge by choice. Everything that the instructors will be doing with the kids will be, to get them to get the best outdoor experience.
Sounds amazing. I think when Mallow decided on those naming conventions, it was to dictate a certain age group. But in Coachford, I think the naming of the Explorers could not be more apt for that camp, and the fact that they're building for that expedition to explore what is just an amazing area down in Lee Valley, and something that obviously that is a real asset to the site is exploring that Inniscarra Lake around the corner. And I must say, you're both being very mysterious with your new activity, so I'm excited to see it myself. But I think that's if there's nothing else from me, guys, that don't think, again, guys, look, the bookings team are there. Send us an email. We're super busy over the weekends and stuff, but we have a full bookings team on site. info@ballyhass.ie if you have any issues with your waivers, any issues or any queries about payments, or if there's any other further questions that we haven't answered for you here, please drop us a line. It's probably the easiest way. You can try and call, but like, just be patient with that, because we can't get to all of them just because of the public sessions at the weekend. But drop us a line. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. But we are super, super excited to kickstart what we think is going to be by far and away our best ever summer camp season. And that's coming from a point where we think it's the best product that we have on site. So we're super excited to see you guys, and see the campers arriving on Monday morning, and that air of excitement is always there. So I hope they really enjoy that. I hope they have a fantastic week. If there's anything we can do as a team, we're here. And I guess that's it. We're just really looking forward to seeing you. As I said, we will be this session is recorded, so if you tuned in late, don't worry about it. We'll probably, Paul, we'll upload it to YouTube and send out the link, I'd imagine is what we'll do. So allow us to get that done tonight, and you'll get that follow-up email. If you haven't received an email already, we've sent out these details during the week with the what to bring document and that kind of stuff as well. So if you haven't received that, you might just drop us an email. We might just have misspelt, or we might just not have had the right email. But again, as you said, we'll be sending this out, and we're looking forward to seeing you. Anything to add there, guys? Are you happy with that?
No, I think that's good. I'd say we're looking forward to seeing all the kids for summer 2021.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much for everyone to tune in, and we will, as I said, we'll see you Monday morning. Thanks so much, guys.